live. All right, I got to get all this set up. So get it all set up. So give me a minute. Hey, you guys, give me just a minute. I am still getting set up and I'm waiting on Tangi. And of course, I'm trying to find where my things are that you can, if somebody knows me personally, send me a text message that you can hear me. I know you can hear me. This is from my phone. So that's my microphone. I wasn't sure if it worked with the thing, but this way when the dog barks or the kids get loud, they're not messing up the feed. Okay, so let's see. I'm getting there. You got to forgive me. It takes me a while. I still have yet to figure out how to actually see the chats that go on. I should probably get the links. Copy. Ooh, I bet I can do this. So I'm heading over to Facebook. If you guys will hit share with me and share us out. We had a great video last week. Really, it turned out to be pretty darn fantastic. Here she is. Hold on a second. Girl, I am live. Where are you? Hey, do I need to send you another, let me send you another invite on here. Are you there? I don't think you are actually in the live show though. So, yep. All right, I'm sending you one right now, so hang up on that one. All right. All right, need to end that one. Now that's confusing. Just have it 2 or more. All right, so I sent her the post. Y'all just keep bearing with me. I'm gonna figure this out. There's 20 of you. So I think I need to go close that. Move this over. Oh, there she is. She's coming. Yay. Say hello.
Hey, can you see me now?
I can see you now.
Awesome.
I am still trying to figure out how to get it up on my phone.
I know. I don't know what's happening with my phone. It just it froze up, and now it's doing that little circle going around and around.
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, good.
I'm just trying to pull the link up so that I can maybe pull the link up on my computer instead of looking at my phone. And it is, every time I go to highlight it, it closes. I had to rearrange and put nice lighting in the background because I just needed that. Otherwise it was going to be blurry.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to see if I can pull this up on YouTube so I can read
going on right
any comments. Okay.
So I know there's 20 already in here. And I got
a phone. Okay. Dirt Patch Heaven's here.
Julie, I've been texting you back and forth this morning.
Let's see. I need to mute this. There we go.
Yeah, I think mine's muted. I'm just Oh, come on, Trish.
We're having technical difficulties this morning, you guys.
And I can't tell if my screen's coming in or not. All right. So where is the live? Oh, live control chat room. All right. So we're doing it differently since I can't pull it up on my phone today.
How's that? Is the lighting better?
Okay, go live now. We're going to figure this out. We're going to figure it out. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Julie, I can't wait for you to get here so you can show me how to do this. It's not letting me pull it. Maybe it is. It says it's offline. No, it's not. We're here. Y'all are here. All right, let's see if I can pull it up on the phone. I'm just going to side note here. This is totally off topic, but I am not going to lie, and I might be last to the dinner. But okay, when I'm in the mood to chill, I actually watch all of the old school Martha Stewart shows that are on YouTube. That's kind of where that's my veg out zone, if that makes sense. And I didn't realize her and Snoop Dogg were doing a show together. So then I've been like watching clips.
That's hilarious.
It's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty darn funny. All right, I'm not catching any. Have you gotten to the comments yet? There's 27 of you I can't read. Y'all are probably talking to yourselves.
No, I think they're all being patient and waiting for us. So we've got the Fuel Homestead is here.
Yay.
We have Heather. We have Southwind Tech. We have Carrie Thomason. Lisa.
Yay, Carrie made it. Carrie, are you chatting?
She says, "Hey y'all, I got it! Yay!" We have Lisa. We have Down South Housewife. We have Jenny. We have Bandana Grandma. And we have Amanda Mason, Leah Burton, Nora Schwert, Claire from Living Like Claire is here. Jennifer Rooney, Janice P. Good morning, everybody. We appreciate you all being patient while we're working out the kinks.
Well, and I can't figure out last time we got it. We figured it out. We shut down and then started it now.
Mm-hmm.
But and I'm using my phone. So last time I was able to pull it up on my phone and it just showed up on the home page.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get it. YouTube isn't liking me right now.
Yeah, my phone is still crashing. Wow.
Oh. All right. So you're sharing, you let us know on Facebook. How did y'all do? I'm getting messages in the midst of this. That's not good. How did y'all do on your first week? I can't read it yet. So, but I mean, amongst yourselves, how are you feeling 1 week in? Because if you don't know, you can join the Facebook group. The Facebook group has been amazing, thanks to Tangi.
Well, it's the participation is what makes it awesome.
A lot of good discussions. A lot of good discussions have happened.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, well, never mind. I'm skipping ahead. But yeah, if you guys just look up Mama Gets Fit with Tangi and Trish, and you'll find it, and you just request to join, and then we'll add you.
So I wonder if I go through Facebook, will I be able to get to, here it is, YouTube. All right. Oh, and Susan just asked to join us on Facebook. Thank you, Susan.
Oh, yeah. Dirk Pageheaven is asking if I'm feeling better. I am actually feeling better. I don't sound like I'm feeling better, but I am. I went to the doctor yesterday, or day before yesterday, and got a steroid shot. So just still coughing up a lot of junk, and in the mornings I sound worse because I've been coughing. But I'm drinking my hot stuff, so hopefully I'll do better.
All right. Good morning, you guys. I feel extremely hard this time. Leah, I'm here. I'm connected, so now we can communicate. I'm so sorry. Forgive me.
And Trish, don't forget to make me a moderator.
Oh. Okay, Cred, how do I do that? Do I have to do that, Dirt Patch? Do I have to do that on the computer, or can I do it on my phone? Because I haven't figured that part out. Let's see. I've cut some unhealthy behavior. Oh, I'm getting distracted by all the conversation. Okay, let's see. Y'all forgive me. Man, I woke up this morning, so I had my typical cup of coffee, and I'm all good. And I got indigestion this morning. It drove me crazy. Maybe it's here, view on watch page. Man, I'm going to eventually figure this stuff out. I got no idea.
Where do you get?
So now I'm on the one. Yeah, I don't. Oh, maybe it's just taking a while to load up. It could be it. You guys forgive me. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad.
Once Trish makes me a moderator, I'll be able to post links in the comment section. And Lisa asked, she's trying to find it on Facebook. I will post the link to that group page.
Is that Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm finding it. Add or remove moderators. Look at that. Tangi. You know what I need? I need like third path. I need John. I need John to come over here and work the computer for me. I know it's a ladies only. We had some comments. We got to remind the Arms Homestead that it is a ladies event. So we can't really do anything about any guys that stop in, but we can delete them out of the chat.
Yeah. Well, I think it's okay for guys to join in the chat. They just can't be part of our Facebook group.
Yes, very true. My computer is going very slow.
Okay.
Wait, what's your channel's name? Is it Tangi the Caver's Wife or the Caver's Wife?
It's Tangi the Caver's Wife.
All right, so I need to come over here. So my thought was I'd get started a little earlier and get this all set up, but so much for being a proactive person. Isn't working out. Come on, computer. Actually, I've been uploading our Christmas tree video from last night, and it's like 400 megabytes. It's something crazy. And then before this started, I actually took it next door. I kind of hijacked my neighbor's Wi-Fi. Isn't that awful? I'd take it next door. That's how YouTubers get things done. Is that not crazy?
That's right.
All right, I put your thing in.
Okay, so you've got
you in.
Okay, sweet. I'm going to refresh this page and see if that helps.
All right, y'all, what are you guys drinking this morning? So I've already had my coffee. I have tech struggles. You can do it from your phone.
Yay.
I probably could have, but I failed to figure that one out. Sometimes I'm running into being older. I hate to say that word. Being older, I am losing my ability to see the screen really small. Getting there. Black coffee. Good for you, Lisa. Black coffee? My husband keeps telling me, coffee, coffee. Now, the big thing, and Tangi's been doing an awesome job, if you did not see her day in the life of being sick, is she made her tea without sugar. This is huge things. She made her tea without sugar. And because of that, and then she had her sweetener. So that was like totally victory for Tangi over there.
This is monumental. This is groundbreaking, life-changing.
Christy's having water, hot tea with collagen mixed in, taking a break from the caffeine. Christy Sunshine, are you doing Trim Healthy Mama, or are you doing Weight Watchers or something or other? And then Southwind Technical Academy, she is doing black coffee. She decided to forego the cream, but it is Jingle Blend coffee, so it tastes like vanilla chestnuts. Nice. Janice is having coffee with unsweet almond milk. Good self-control. Just saw it this morning. Great job, Tangi. Yep, I watched it this morning too. Tangi, I have to tell you, I know this. We're going to come up with this later, but you look amazingly thinner today.
Why? Thank you. Thank
I
you
can
very
see it in your
much.
chin.
Yeah, I'm only down to one chin now.
I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean it that way.
That's okay. I can tell it like right here in my jawline. Just looking at me straight on. Yeah.
That's where I seen it in your video this morning when I was watching your day in the life, was in your jawline.
Yeah. Thank you.
So Christy Sunshine mixes it between THM principles and some other stuff. That's kind of what I do from time to time too. All right, so we got it. So had a brain fart. Sorry. Good thing I write notes. I got to make sure I keep track of our time. So if you haven't already, join the Facebook group. Some awesome stuff is happening on the Facebook group. A lot of sharing and testimony. I have to say, was totally awesome. I'm not going to throw her picture up because I didn't ask. But Tangi's friend Mandy, Tangi brought in Mandy, and Mandy has been doing Weight Watchers for how long?
She's at 56 months lifetime. So it's been a few years, but she and I went to high school together, and she's always been such a lovely person. And she, several years ago, just said that she was tired of being in the state she was in. And she started Weight Watchers, and she started running, and she melted in front of everybody. And I'd never seen anybody go at it with so much head-on force. Oh my gosh. I mean, she was just blowing everybody away. It was awesome. And but yeah, I mean, and like you said, her picture that she posted is just, it's amazing. A crazy transformation.
It was nice, because as much as I'm like, hey, look, I did this, you won't believe in time, all of us are going to be sitting there plastering our success stories. So the nice part about YouTube, or Facebook, is if you want to keep it private, you can go there. We stole an idea from the Frugal Family Food. So if you're not a member of that, that's a great Facebook group to be a member of. And we started posting like your meal plans for the week. And just think, because sometimes I get kind of into ruts and not knowing what the plan. So it's nice to see what everybody else is eating. And then just seeing like Mandy's transformation was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And then posting some meal ideas. I try to post on there quite a few like recipes I find and some meals that I'm doing just to keep it up. And I put that on Instagram. So also on Instagram, we've been using the hashtag Mama Gets Fit. I think we're gonna have to hashtag Tangi and Trish, because there's a lot of other people using Mama Gets Fit. But I've been trying to tag on there, and it's awesome if you guys are tagging on there. And if you follow me, 9 times out of 10, I follow anybody who follows me. So if you follow me, I will follow you back, and I will see what you have going on. I've been fighting an eyelash in my eye. But that has been big stuff. And then we've had some good conversations, because one of the conversations was about like your smoothie you had. And they're like, listen, at the Weight Watchers meeting, they say, if you don't chew it, it doesn't count as a 0. And I finally was just like, oh, Amanda from Fundamental Home made it. Yay. So I just kind of went on the fact of, now I hate to say I bootleg Weight Watchers, but you got to take whatever plan you use and make it work for you. And for me, knowing that the fruits are free is very freeing. And they're like, well, if you blend it, then you have to count. And I'm like, you know what? Not in my world. I can't handle. That's too much. I can't handle if I have to count the fruit. We're done. So for me, nope, that doesn't count. I'd never heard that rule. I'm not participating in that rule.
Yeah, I actually looked it up, and I didn't on the Weight Watchers site, and I didn't see anything that alluded to that. Basically, if the fruit, as long as it's no sugar added, so if you get it frozen, if it's canned with no sugar added, if it's just canned in its own juice, it's still 0.
Right. And and it's like, if you blend it, I'm just gonna go with, keeping up. Ooh, I hope somebody doesn't find me. I do want to also tell you guys, I am doing a Wellness Wednesday playlist for 2016. I want to see if I can switch screens here. I might not. For 2016, I have a playlist, and I want to do a shout out on that playlist for the 2 channels that have participated was Monarch Mama and Full Purpose and Heart. And so I'm going to have the playlist probably in a card somewhere here. And on that playlist, Full Purpose and Heart did a wonderful Wellness Wednesday video on finding your motivation. I mean, I felt almost the equivalent as though I asked for it. Oh, did they explain? Oh, sorry, not to jump all over. I feel like I'm like squirrel today. I don't know what their reason is for not counting fruit if you chew it. I think because you could easily consume a lot of fruit very quickly when it's blended and you're drinking it versus when you're eating it. When you're eating it, you're kind of having an workout in your mouth, and there's a lot of mental stimulation going on so that you can go ahead and, you get that brain interaction where if you're just slurping the fruit, you can just consume so much without realizing what you consume. So I think what happens is you can't hit a threshold that you do points. You start accruing points. But in my case, even if I did, I'm going to count those as free weeklies. I don't care. If I'm sucking a banana shake all day, I don't care. I'm not eating anything else.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that in Weight Watchers, 0 + 0 does not equal 0.
No, 0 + 0 + 0, you just got yourself 2 points and you didn't even realize it. So it does accumulate, and you have to find your happy balance. Are you going to be to the 10th of your point and calculate it that way, or are you going to find a happy balance that you kind of feel your way through? And I think that really becomes a personal decision.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm in the playlist. If you've done, let me know in the comments if you did a Wellness Wednesday last week. I'm going to write you down so I can make sure I can throw you in the December's playlist. And if you're doing one today, let me know, and I'm gonna make sure that I get you. And if I haven't gotten you in that playlist, come over and check me out. But definitely go check out Full Purpose and Heart on finding your motivation. She really gets into the details of like, is it an internal motivator or is it an external motivator? For what motivates you to lose weight? Okay, so let's talk victories. What kind of victories are you guys having? I think my feed paused. What victories are you having this last week? Did you have any non-scale victories, scale victories?
Yeah, I don't have anything popping up in mine either.
I don't know did y'all quit talking? I just lost my chat. I hit refresh. I lost my chat.
Uh-oh. It'll pop back up.
Okay. I don't see anybody. Everybody in the crowd went silent. All right, Tangi, what's yours?
Well, I lost more weight.
Yay. Okay, good. Everybody's talking. My victory is that I got my husband on board. Yay, Amanda. I'm very excited, Amanda. And then the other Amanda at the Fundamental Home got her husband on board. Amanda Mason said she didn't have any binges. Hey, that is success.
That is success for sure.
No victories for me this week. Nora wants to know.
Hey, Nora. I'm doing better.
I had a run at the quick shop to get milk and decided to wear my pajamas. I was walking to the car and my bottom's nearly.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that is so funny. All right, Tangi, you ready?
Yes.
Tell me your victories.
Okay. So last week I weighed 194 and some change, and I am now down to 192 and some change.
Yay! So that's 7 pounds. How long?
Since November 20th. So it's been less than a month. Is that what, 3 weeks? Is that 3 weeks?
Maybe.
I think, let me look at my calendar. But yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is writing it down and keeping and staying within my points, or not going. I've not gone more than, well, except for that one day that my husband took me out for donuts. Thank you guys. Everybody's being so supportive. But yeah, just trying to stay within my 30 points and not strain too much out of it. And the days that I have gone over, I've only gone over just a couple of points.
Just that's not bad. Just a couple.
Yeah, just a couple.
So a couple weeks ago, I was nervous that my plateau was going to be 160, and probably in the last week or two, I've come down. I have them written down, but right now in my life, I have like all these pieces of paper everywhere that I can't get it in one place. But I'm already like kicked in. If you didn't see my video, I kicked in using this already. And then I'm moving to the new recollections, but I have my happy planner, so I stuck my pages in for now, just so I can kind of keep stuff in one place.
Yes. If you guys haven't done that yet, or if you haven't seen Trish's video, if you have been lucky enough to get the that fitness planner from Michael's, then Trish has a video on how you can make pages so you can go ahead and start using your book. And I did that, and it's awesome.
And so I like wrote through the 160 barrier to get to like 159, 158, and that has been huge. But then I'm running into, I thought I was going to have, you keep pounding your table, it keeps clicking through. So then I thought I was going to end up being stuck in a plateau of 155. So I broke that plateau the last 2 days. You know, and it's not 153 or anything like that. It's 154.8, 154.5, 154.6, but whatever, I'll take it. And it's kind of funny. My non-scale victory has been the fact that my grandmother was always a string bean, and I took after my grandfather, very much more roly-poly. So the idea of wearing my grandma's clothes has always been a goal for me. Now, my grandma wore a size 10, and I joke that her old clothes are newer than my new clothes because grandma loved to shop. And she shopped Levi's. I mean, she was a Levi's grandma, and she always wore Levi's. So I've been thrilled to wear Levi's. Well, my non-scale victory is they're too big. They are way too big. I'm rolling them up at the waist. They're baggy. And then this morning, my husband's like, "You're so skinny." I was like, my mom's saying, I'm kind of like, okay, yeah. My husband's saying, I'm like, yeah.
That's awesome.
April at Southwind Technical Academy said her biggest victory this week is starting new medication and only having 3 blood sugar crashes in a week. I will tell you, if you check out her videos, she's really getting into making her own planners and showing you how to click in, and incredible stuff. And on the Facebook page, April's always finding some really good like things you can print for free at home. Good deal. And she hasn't had an emergency, so that's awesome. I'm going back and looking at the things. So today's topic is planning for success. Now that we're hitting the 9 a.m. mark, I meant to do I guess I got caught up in being confused on the computer. I was like, this is what we're going to do today. And then I forgot to tell y'all. So if you didn't catch from the title, it's all about planning for success. And the thing, like you might have realized, especially with journaling your food, is that it becomes very quickly you realize you're about to fall into failure because you have not planned to be prepared and having choices at hand. How did you find on that, Tangi?
I completely concur.
You know, and you kind of wing it. I just am running it. You know, you run into either you can full out meal plan, which is why I kind of put up there like, hey, let's follow the family, frugal family foods, and let's put a meal plan up. But at the same time, show me what you got so I can get ideas. So either you can plan the aspect of, I have done, and here's my meals for the week, or you can plan like I have things that are my go-to. So let's first talk about like, what are your go-to foods to keep you on plan? Those are a big one. My go-to, of course, is protein, Premier Protein. The two Weight Watchers Smart Points protein shakes. And I loved Claire's conversation last week about why is protein so important, because you want to make sure you're building your muscles. The other ones I like to keep are actually the Smart One, the Weight Watcher, not just Weight Watchers, but the frozen dinners. They're a convenience thing. As a busy mom, I like to have those in the freezer that I can grab to. And they're not enough for me. They're physically just not filling. So I like the aspect that I can grab a can of green beans and I can expand them. So I tend to buy the ones that are like meatloaf and a starch. I like to get the protein in the starch ones. Like, I think I had one, somebody was like, how are you eating gravy? And I'm like, oh, because it's it's a frozen meal. And I just add the green beans or something. I think yesterday I had the beef and broccoli. So yesterday I had the beef and broccoli, and I just added more broccoli. So Loving Life, her go-to is the Quest protein bars. Lots of fiber protein, but gluten-free. And Heather's saying the 000 yogurt and a hard-boiled egg are her go-tos. Loving Life, I've ran into the Quest bars are good because they can fill me when I'm running, and I like to keep one in my purse. But I will tell you, they're not so good that I'm craving them. I don't actually want to crave them. Yes, Jeanette, that was you. You're like, where was the gravy? How are you eating gravy? And I loved it because just in perfect timing the next day, Tangi's like, I'm eating a pizza. And I'm liking this Weight Watchers because I can eat what I have and nothing's off ground.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that's where I have struggled this whole year, because I'm eating whole foods most of the time. I don't eat processed foods, and but I was eating too much. And that's what I love about Weight Watchers, is that by having a point system, you are forced to measure your food out. And it's, and I'm a very visual person. So that, like I said, that very first time that I measured my food out, I'm like, ding, 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 there's the issue. So I can eat everything that's in my house right now, even though it's not all what some people would consider diet friendly. But as long as I stay within my points, I'm good. I love it.
I like this. Green Gables said, not her ideal, but her go-to is a stick of cheese and a handful of peanuts or almonds. I will tell you, I kind of had, Monday I made rum cakes. Monday I went to my mom's and we made like 7 or 8 rum cakes. I got more to make, you guys, so don't worry, I'll have a video out on it. And I had to run back home. So before I went, I had a protein shake because I didn't have a lot of time, but I ran back home. I filled up on the foods I knew that were good for me, and then I was there. I ended up caving to pecans. And I'm like, well, of all things I'm going to eat, I'll eat the pecans. So I ate probably half a cup of pecans, 12 Smart Points. I did not calculate that to the end of my day. And I was hoping to have like something sweet to have, like a yogurt or something. And I was like, oh, I will be eating nothing. Oh, yeah. Lisa, nuts are my red light item. So one of the Weight Watchers meetings I've been to in the past, they talk about like, what's your red light, yellow light, green light food? Red light means it may be good. It might be a great thing to have, but for you, this is something that's going to throw you off. So for me, it's nuts. I have to keep them hidden away because I will eat. My daughter's the same way, a whole can of them. And I have no self-control on them. And so you kind of want to think about some of your foods, as no self-control. Like the Quest bars for me, they're not super fantastic. They do the job. They satisfy me when I need it. And for me, a Quest bar is like a yellow light food. It's good. It satisfies me. I don't go running after it all the time. Green would be like eating apples. Eating apples, I could eat as much as I want. I'm going to be happy. Watermelon, it's like you want to kind of think of your foods that way, that you don't get caught in a situation that, oh my goodness, the only thing I have to eat that I'm going to devour is going to be 2 days worth of points. Like, like maybe like donuts, Tangi. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, my husband, this was a couple of weeks ago, my husband took me out for donuts. to our favorite donut shops. And how many points I added up, Trish? Just the 3 donuts that I had was 40 points. It was all of my day's points plus a third of my next day's points.
Well, and that gets back into planning. You know, the thing that really flunked Tangi was the aspect that she didn't go prepared. She didn't plan to go. It was kind of a spur of the moment husband date. And, you know, if y'all are like us, getting a husband date is just so rare. We're like, you want to go eat donuts? We'll go eat donuts. Let's go eat donuts. You know, and we're willing to just sacrifice whatever. Let's go. And not going in with a consciousness of what it was. Now, if you knew now going into the donut shop, I don't think you should deprive yourself of a donut, but maybe have, you know, one.
And not 3 delicious cream-filled, chocolate-glazed morsels of heaven.
Well, the other aspect, too, is when I know I'm going to the donut shop and I know I'm having one donut, I then break the donut up into like 4 pieces. So I carefully, slowly consume, and I have a very sensual eating event with that one donut versus the inhale of donuts. Just saying, that's just me, because I could eat a dozen donuts. I think I had one in October when we were in the middle of the house being flooded and we're emptying out. Somebody showed up with like 4 dozen donuts.
Aww.
And in my weakness of emotions, I sat and ate a dozen by myself. That day's points did not count. I just wiped them away. The day didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
So I love Loving Life. Talks about her 12-year-old son eats all my hard-boiled eggs. He's a football player and a weightlifter because he needs the protein. And, you know, isn't that nice when you can get a dozen eggs for under $1 at Aldi's that you can keep boiled eggs? It is nice, April, when they do choose carrots and celeries over candy bars. I mean, you know, I've noticed my kids are starting to pick up that they just don't feel good after eating it. So I'm like, parents win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one thing I'm really, now that I'm more focused on the less sugar, because I was talking to my mom yesterday and we were talking about Weight Watchers. And I said, one of the things that I really like about Weight Watchers is that it's really big on less sugar. And so I'm more aware of what my kids are eating. You know, I'm like, that's too much sugar, you know, and so that's one thing that I'm gonna start cracking down on this house is the amount of sugar.
Well, and that's something new, because when I did Weight Watchers 15 years ago, the sugar wasn't counted for, and in the hunger for low fat, high fiber, it was high sugar. And I love the fiber ones because on a flex point plan, I can eat fiber ones for 1 point. But the problem is fiber ones are full of sugar. I want to say Revelation Living just put out there a word of advice. Eating celery actually requires more calories to eat it and digest it than it does give you. So it's a negative calorie. So that's always a good one to snack on. Another one that actually increases your metabolism is Oolong Tea, the Oriental tea you get from like the Chinese takeout. So I think 1 packet of that burns 60 calories or 45 calories, something crazy amazing.
I haven't heard that.
I know a lot of single mamas use it. Bandana Grandma is talking about the dangers of popcorn. Man, movie popcorn could take me out. But thankfully, I'm too cheap to go to the movies, so I don't have to worry about movie popcorn. And then I need to look up Dunkin' Donut peppermint donuts. You know what's been helping me on the donuts is Aldi's has like a chocolate glazed coffee donut, a donut coffee, where the coffee tastes like chocolate glazed donuts. And it is, I mean, you put it with some extra cream, it is fantastic. Let's see. My hubby loves his donuts too and brings them home, and I try to only eat one. You know what's bad is like at church on Sunday, they love to send home the leftover cookies. I have a weakness. I mean, I'm not going to lie. If I didn't put the right food in my stomach, I will go in and I will just eat every last sugar cookie. I did that 2 weeks. I mean, I have my days where I'm like, oh man, did I really just eat that? Let's see, all these eggs and milks. Man, all these has a great price. I like Amanda at the Fundamental Home. She calls the Little Debbie's Little Deathies.
Yeah, did you see what Brian said, referring to me saying that the donuts were little morsels of heaven? He said, you shouldn't call it morsels of heaven if you expect to pull yourself away. It should be like morsels of Satan.
Right? Sugar
Touche,
begets
Brian,
sugar.
touche.
I like how Heather puts that. Sugar begets sugar.
Yeah, that's the way it is for me. Absolutely. If you're talking about your red light food, my red light food is definitely like cookies or brownies or whatever. I can't have just one.
They talk about the document Sugar Begets Sugar, and then there's a documentary on sugar. And it is, if you start educate yourself on sugar and start watching about sugar, and you're going to be like, ooh, this stuff is not good. And the scary part is, you know, raw sugar, and here's, people are like, but I eat raw sugar, so it's better. Okay, the sugar industry is 25 minutes south of me. I will tell you for certain, because I've actually have gotten a bucket of sugar that's coming right out of the mill that has chunks of molasses still in it. It is still sugar. And raw sugar is just the fact that it hasn't been spun. It's not bleached. It is physically, they physically remove the molasses out of it through cylindrical force. It's literally spin like the gravitron at the fair until the molasses pulls out. It's still sugar. But that sugar at least is a little safer than high fructose corn syrup. That stuff is like sugar on steroids. And it's super sweet. It's almost an impossible sweet that does not exist. And it has more of an, I mean, sugar has addicting, like cocaine, parts of the brain is triggered. High fructose corn syrup is just a double. And I'm not going to lie, you give me a good Coca-Cola and I'm going to drink 15 after I have that one. Mm-hmm. I won't crave them until I have one. Mm-hmm. All right, I had good luck with the Slim Fast high protein powder. I prefer chocolate as it keeps me full longer. That's Aaron at My Little Monkeys. I'm trying to make sure I catch everybody. I have a terrible weight gain from celery. I'm sure it is sodium. It goes down a few days later, but you have so intel. You have weight gain from celery? I'm weight gain from ice cream. I didn't get that. So explain that one to me. Ice cream is another temptation for me. I find frozen banana shakes with PB2 a lot, and plus yogurt with frozen blueberries. Okay, Banadana. I will tell you, I started making the ice cream. I don't know if I showed you, I talked about that last week, but you take the frozen bananas and you blend them with, like I put the chocolate PB2 and a little almond milk in there, some vanilla. It's awesome. And that goes back to, does Weight Watchers, they're like, well, you didn't chew that. I don't care. Those bananas are free. And to me, that's ice cream and I'm good. Red light chips and salsa. Christy, my red light can be a bag of chips. Man, those all these salted tortilla chips, they're like the perfect something because I could just eat the whole bag. How about you? Do you have that problem, Tangi? Because, I mean, I've seen where you've bought them, but you only buy like 1 or 2 bags, and I'm buying 10.
Well, that's really my husband's snack food. And if I do get where I want the chips, then I take out my 12 chips, which is a serving, and I write it down and I count it. So yeah, and then I have my homemade salsa that where we grew all the stuff, and that's that's 0 points. So I'll just put the salsa on there and I'll have it. But no, those chips they're not my weakness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're my weakness. So Heather, I have done the okra brownies and I like them a lot. They're very, very good. My problem with brownies is I don't eat one. I am probably more a sweet eater. I find when I'm dehydrated is when the chips become mine. All right, so Intel explains. I didn't know this. Celery is natural sodium. And the natural sodium will help you retain water, which makes you feel terrible. Yeah, I feel terrible when I eat celery too. I don't really like it unless it's in soup, smothered in peanut butter. You know, those natural ways of eating it. Loving Life broke her soda habit. I break my soda habit about once a month, and then I fall back into it, and then I have to break it again. My husband brought a bag of those last night, and they're calling to you. Oh, poor Vanna. I love that Dana. Amanda Mason says, I think Weight Watchers no blend fruit rule is just to stop people from making a 500-calorie smoothie. If you eat a reasonable amount of fruit blended, I agree. They should not be a problem. I agree. So let's go into planning before we run out of time. What I'm finding is you really got to make sure when you're grocery shopping, you absolutely make sure you find those green light foods. You know, here we've talked about these red light foods, and you've got to find the green light foods that do it for you, that you're going to eat and be satisfied. In the past, don't worry, 6 times blessing. You can come back in later. Bread is a bad problem for me too, Janice. So, you know, you have to find that green light. I have in the past have done like used dips or not dips, popcorn. I was talking popcorn. The Jolly Time popcorn has like really low fiber or low calorie points. I don't know. So I could eat a lot and that would fill me and it has been good. But I have to make sure I don't get the one with the butter and all the stuff on it. Dealing with my soda addiction, I had to mess with my I think I need to get Tangi to put hers on mute. I had to go ahead and put Tangi, she's coming. All right, so I had to put my Good Girl Moonshine into a 2-liter bottle. And that kind of gives me that mental capacity, like I am drinking a soda. And I have to have them prepped in different flavors, good to go. And again, you can go on Pinterest to find your different Good Girl Moonshine recipes, and the extracts really help on that. But making sure your cabinets are ready for you when you have that moment of I need something now. The other aspect is you're going to have times that you are just like, I need something and nothing's filling my cravings. Usually when you're having a cravings, and I'm not going to get into details on that right now, but when you're having cravings, it has to do with the fact your body is needing something. You're needing a nutrient or a mineral, and your body's just going, let's find it by devouring everything. And when I find it, I'm happy. One of the things I found that helps me when I'm having those crazy cravings is like the green drinks. I have one that's like Amazing Grass is what it's called. I buy them off Amazon. I have a YouTube video somewhere on there. And I'll find it and I'll stick it where it should be. So, and 6 times blessing, it comes in chocolate, and I drink the chocolate a lot. So if I start craving things that I know I cannot find, I can't find what I'm looking for, and it's not, I'm going to eat the kitchen out. I realize I probably need some greens, and I'll just make a quick drink. So I do the lemon lime, I add a little extra stevia in there because it's not quite sweet enough, and I chug it down. Or I make the chocolate one with almond milk, and it works out really good, and it stops my cravings. But you've got to find those things. And then the next thing is be ready to plan your day ahead of time. Not necessarily saying at 3 o'clock I'm eating this, because I'm not that person. If it comes down to I have to plan what I'm going to eat and then that's what I have to stick to, I'm already bored and I haven't made it to breakfast. I don't want to eat anything I plan to eat. So typically I give myself choices. I'm like, here's 1 or 2 ideas for breakfast. Here's 1 or 2 ideas for lunch. Here's 1 or 2 ideas that I'm going to add to my dinners to make it work. And that helps me know when I'm going to go. So Lee's talking about not wanting to eat a lot of bananas because they have a lot of sugar. They do have a lot of sugar in them. But you have to find what works for you on that one. I know when I left Trim Healthy Mama and came back to Weight Watchers, I was like, bananas.
Yeah, and my thing too is on the, see here, okay. To me, if God made it, it's fine. Don't get crazy, but you know, if I'm going to have a banana, if the sugar is occurring naturally, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Now, but I'm not diabetic though. I don't have any health issues. I'm sure if you have health issues, it would be different. But yeah, I'm not too worried about the natural occurring sugars.
And that's just it. You know, if you're running into your diet has kind of, not your diet, but your body is going through certain things like being diabetic, you do have to be careful. But I will tell you, a banana will be much better than the candy bar in the checkout line. And the nice part is most of the convenience stores actually have a basket. I know like the Circle K's, we have Circle K's here. They keep a basket of bananas. And do you know like Walmart's #1 selling item is banana? Is the bananas. That's what they sell the most of. They make the most coins. So Green Gables is PCOS. So sugar is no for my body. So I don't know what PCOS is, but but you're right. If it is a no for your body, do not eat it. Do not ingest it. And I know that we've got a couple of them that have come in here that are on a no sugar, no grain diet at the moment as they deal with what's going on. So they're mostly eating meats and vegetables and fruit. And I know people that have a great balance with that.
Loving Life said we should cover the topic of when your family is not supportive during one of these talks. And that is, we could totally do a whole show on that. But one of the things that but Trish was talking about, you know, with your meal planning and having those green light foods, I think one thing that's helpful. So let's say your family really loves, or like your husband comes home and he really wants to have fried chicken. Well, fried chicken is not necessarily on your plan. But going back to what she was saying, like to bulk up her meal, she adds a zero food. So if you have those on hand, like a can of green beans or something to make a side salad, where you can have a little bit of something that might not be on your plan, but you know, but if you bulk it up with your zero food, then that's going to help kind of offset that that other food.
So my husband, in my case, is 130 pounds soaking wet if I'm lucky. I mean, I'll be honest, when he asked me to marry him 15 years ago, I was 172 and he was 140. I felt like I won the hunk lotto at the time. And I had lost my weight to get married. And so if he is not eating 2 cups of rice at night, his whole body crashes. I highly think he's hypoglycemic. And I have to serve that. And my kids need like that large amount of starch. So I come up with different ways. So like if I make spaghetti, I have a spaghetti sauce recipe I'm coming out with this week that I'm coming out with this week that is low points. I'm talking 1, maybe 2 points for a whole cup of sauce. Now my family's eating 2 pounds, 3 pounds of pasta noodles with that sauce. I'm not. I am steaming and sauteing zucchini noodles to eat with my sauce. So I try to make something that all of us can eat, and then there's that starch is pulled away from it, so I can limit my starch coming in. So if you're a macronutrient eater or diet, it's like the macro diet or the Trim Healthy Mama diet, they're about the same thing, is I'm making sure my free food that is protein oriented, that's not carbs, not really fat, is one thing, kind of like a fuel pole. And then when you add in the starches, I keep them separate so I can decide how much I'm bringing into my meal. If that just did not sound like Greek. What are you thinking, Tangi? Did I sound like Greek there? Did I sound understandable?
No. I'm able to follow you. You and I have been talking a lot about Trim Healthy Mama, so I'm able to follow. You're good.
Okay. You know, so I bulk up on those things. Or if I get something, I will just I'll make half my plate vegetable so I can still eat what they're eating. And I'm not like mom's having my own meal. I'm not going off and eating my own meal. I'm just kind of tweaking what I made them and adding a little side for me. And I'm not trying to make everybody eat what I eat because they will mute me. But if they mute me, would I get to quit cooking if they did mute me? You think? There's always a hope, you know. And that's it too. I like but bandana. Why don't I want to be like banana grandma, but it's bandana grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Grandma. She's talking about she does half spaghetti and half zucchini noodles, which is awesome. That is perfect. And that's a great way. And we got back, like when we talked about rice, you know, it's about the flavor of the starch and not using the starch as the filler or the texture, if that makes sense. Tangi's dog is giving her a hard time at your feet.
Yes, she keeps hitting the desk, so I know that the screen's going to cut to me when she's doing that. Sorry. And actually, you actually made that point. I don't know if everybody caught your Mexican skillet video, but you made that point, and I thought that was really good because normally, especially when you're frugal and you're trying to make your meal stretch, you make that starch your filler. But you were like, don't do that. Make it your, just use it as an accent, but bulk it up with the zero veggies. And so I've really been trying to work on that, adding peppers and onions and kale and things like that to my food to bulk it up instead of those starchy foods that are going to add more points.
Heather said she thought it looked amazing. I didn't do a video on this. I almost did, but I will tell you the last 3 days have been rough. I haven't even put a video out for the last 2 days. I took kind of the same concept. I did the eggs and I actually diced some Canadian ham. It was like a slice and a half was half a point of Canadian ham, the package I got. And watch out when you do Canadian ham because of the fact that they're different, like the slices are different thicknesses. Usually it's 50 grams of Canadian bacon is a point. So just keep track of that. But I diced up a slice and a half and I did it with the onions and peppers and I added the egg, but I found a wrap that's 1 point. So I actually had a Mexican burrito. I think I posted that one on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see, and I wrote down the points of everything.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to talk.
Oh, no, I was going to ask you, what was the brand name of that wrap?
I will post it on Instagram when we get off because I don't know it.
Okay. Yeah, that's one thing I need to, I was planning on getting some groceries yesterday, but my plans fell through. So, yeah, I'm definitely, oh, and I wanted to say too, Pinterest is a fantastic place to find, whether you're doing Trim Healthy Mama or Weight Watchers, just put in whatever your plan is and all kinds of meals will come up. I've started a Weight Watchers Smart Points board on mine and I am finding all kinds of awesome recipes. So what I'm going to try to do is while I'm in the process of building my Weight Watcher friendly pantry, is just adding 2 or 3 Weight Watcher meals for my whole family to have. And that also reminds me, I was telling Amanda from the Fundamental Home this yesterday. I looked on Pinterest for like a Weight Watcher pantry staples. Yeah, but I couldn't find one. So then I did a search on Weight Watcher shopping list or something like that and found one directly from the Weight Watchers website. I really talk with my hands. Like I am painfully aware of that when we do live shows. But anyway, so I printed it off and it's a really great, it has a lot of shelf stable items. It also has a lot of your 0 point items, to fill up your refrigerator. So, I think I'm going to try to do that as I build a more Weight Watcher friendly food storage.
Yeah, I'm kind of running into that now because I have a lot of food still at the other house. And although we're only 10 minutes from the other house, it's pack everybody up to go get it. And usually by then it's in the dark and I'm like, oh, and I'm running out of food. This morning it was like, my husband's like, can I have eggs? I'm like, yeah, we don't have eggs. He's like, can I have it? I'm like, no, we don't have any milk for cereal either. It's really time for me to go shopping. But you do want to, kind of get an idea of what's out there and try new recipes. I also want to put out there, do you guys have questions of other talks that you would like us to cover? I'm watching the thing there. Let us know. I'm going to jot them down as we go, just so that I can make sure that we're covering topics that you guys want to talk about. And hopefully, I feel like we're a little bit squirrely today.
Yeah. Well, we had technical difficulties kicking us off, so that kind of throws everything off. But yeah, I definitely think that a show that Loving Life suggested about how to move forward when your family's not supportive. And I was watching a lot of the comments, everybody talking about their husband being underweight. Now, my husband and I next week will celebrate 18 years of marriage. We've been married 18 years. And when my husband and I got married, he was also very, very, very thin. And I tell him all the time he looks better now than he did when we got married because he's bulked up some. But he's very unhappy because he's a very athletic person. And, you know, he's in his 40s now, so he's put on some weight. And he used to be, you know, he would say things like, you know, aren't you trying to lose weight? Should you be eating that? But now he doesn't say stuff like that to me anymore because now he is struggling. So I don't know how long or how old some of your husbands are that you all are saying is underweight, but don't worry, when he hits his 40s, it'll all come back, and then he'll be like, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't eat that, or we probably should eat better, and then they'll be more supportive.
My husband's, okay, so my husband, when I first began, so I would calculate everything I was going to eat. I had all my points calculated. I put it on the plate. My pet peeve, a pet peeve of mine is do not eat off my plate. I'm not into you eat off my plate, I eat off your plate. And it really came down to when I started Weight Watchers 15 years ago, because I would calculate everything. I needed to eat and what it was. And then he's like, well, I ate it, so you ate less points. I'm like, you are the meanest person in the world. I'm like, I can eat that. Now I don't know what else I can eat. And I'm going to, and he's like, just don't eat. I'm like, that doesn't work. That doesn't work, Donnie. You have to eat. He's like, no, just don't eat. Well, and he's notorious for that. So my husband has literally shrunk. He's now 130. He was 145. But he's not healthy. He has a lack of muscle. I do want to go in and I want to say I did pick up the one about talking about specific ways to lose belly fat. And should we trust hunger pains? All right, so trusting
I write them down.
Hunger pains. And, you know, sometimes hunger pains are that you're thirsty. Mm-hmm. And stretching stomach and food portions. Oh, my goodness, I know. I can stretch my stomach out good. Mm-hmm. And it's getting back, and it really takes some self-discipline to let it shrink back up. Usually a good stomach flu can do it. I mean, I hate to say that's a good way to do it, but I mean, you can do it. Food portions, putting off eating, then gorging. Oh, is that not the story of my life sometimes? And food portions. You know, the other part too is if you look by volume when on stomach stretching, if you look by volume, if you just did volume of calories and you take like how many calories are in a quarter cup of meat versus how many calories are in a half cup of grain versus how many calories are in 2 cups of like say lettuce, it really gets, I'm gonna write starving and gorging. It really gets shocking to see the volume difference. And that's one of my big things. And that's one of the games I should write down as a future talk too, is one of the games I like to play is, you know, for Weight Watchers right now, and in the past it'd be like 20 points. I have 20 points. How much volume can I eat for 20 points would be my game. And I would figure out these very low point, 0 point filling stuff that I would just eat a lot of. And it could simply be 2 cans of green beans with my meal. Now, green beans gets kind of boring. One of the things I've done in the past too, like with Aldi's has the lasagna. I would get a can of spinach, drain it, and put it at the bottom, and then put the frozen lasagna on top, you know, and cook it and all of that. And that would just, it was filling. It was huge to do. So we're talking about the belly. Sweeteners. Oh, yes, Carrie has been on me about sweeteners because not all sweeteners are the same or equal. So Christy prefers to do low carb as much as possible and get my carbs from things like fruit. I always feel so sluggish and poorly after eating bread, rice, or potatoes.
I also wanted to mention really quick that Amanda from the Fundamental Home said her husband always says he's just going to skip a meal to lose weight. And she says, you can't do that. I actually had this very conversation with my husband last night, verbatim. He's like, I actually did really good today too. I said, oh, really? What did you eat? And he said, well, For breakfast, I just had an RC. I didn't get like a Debbie cake or anything. I said, you had an RC for breakfast? And he said, yeah. He said, but I did take a banana with me because I was going to have a banana, but then I ended up not eating it. And then I only had one slice of pizza for lunch. I'm like, oh my gosh, you did not do good at all. That's terrible.
And then what he ends up doing is coming home and gorging on dinner.
Yes, he did. Of course, he justified it by, I made that healthy soup last night, the beans and the ham and the kale. But he had like, I scooped out 1 cup for myself, and then I had 1 cornbread muffin. He had like 2 big bowls and like 3 cornbread muffins. I'm like, no, that's not going to work. You're not in your 20s anymore, honey. We've got to do this right.
That's my husband. My husband believes on living on Little Debbie's and a Coke and coffee and skipping meals. And what has happened was he was a bodybuilder. So I laugh because a lot of people will see him and they're like, oh my goodness, he's so healthy. Look, he's still built. He's got a 6-pack. And I'm like, you don't understand, that 6-pack used to be like a 20-pack. And, he was big. And, he was a pain in the neck, literally, to fit his clothes. But what has happened is over the last 12, 13 years, his body has literally ate his muscles away in order to get that nutrients. And because he's not feeding and fueling himself. And so I'm on to him because I'm like, listen, I call him Mr. Burns because he's just like, to me, he's just kind of whittling to nothing. And, he's always like, excellent. But, so he's always like, so we have a lot of jokes that go back and forth, but I'm just like, you are starving your body and your body is eating yourself alive, and you're going to be this pitiful, physically enabled man as we grow old. Not fair. Take care of yourself. This is not fair. Because I'm like, death do us part. Yes, through sickness and health. But seriously, don't cripple your body and make it horrible.
Right. And one thing, Trish, I think we need to point out is we are not medical professionals. Trish is just someone who is very knowledgeable in this stuff because she's been working at it for so long, and I'm just regurgitating what I read. But some of these questions you probably need to ask a medical professional or a professional nutritionist. Because some of these things, like somebody asked about losing weight while breastfeeding.
Let me just tell you, as a mama who has breastfed all 6 kids, just hang that coat up, rest, nourish yourself, and realize you only have this one season to breastfeed. You have the rest of your life to lose weight. And the last thing you want to do is frustrate that very small amount of time, that beautiful time that you have to breastfeed. And when I started a little over last year to start losing weight, I was breastfeeding. And to be honest with you, I'm at the end. I do not lose weight when I breastfeed, no matter how hard I try. I'm just not that person. My body wants to hold every bit of it. When I'm done breastfeeding is when my body will lose weight. So I gave it a try September 2015 to go into it. And I'll post that video up here. It's an older video, and you will see just literally how many chins I have and how circular my face is. But I knew that if my trying to diet was going to frustrate me and get in the way of enjoying this time to breastfeed, I got the rest of my life to lose weight. And it's okay. And it's definitely okay. And it's okay just to think about nourishing yourself to do this. And that's one of the things I like about the Trim Healthy Mamas book and the plan is they really get conscious about those breastfeeding mamas. Nourish yourself. Mama Cat, listen, it's one day at a time. I know that it can get overwhelming, and and Tangi's right there. We're not coming off as we know how to lose weight. There is nothing about this telling you that we're going to tell you how to lose weight. What we're doing is we're coming in here as 2 mamas in the trenches of the peanut butter and jelly warfare of life that's smeared on the walls sometimes, and just saying, this is from our experience. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, because there's a lot of technical things that we're never going to cover on losing weight. We're going to tell you what we know about it, but what we're going to talk about is how to take care of ourselves as moms that don't have time to take care of ourselves. How to be there for each other. The biggest thing is how to be encouragement. because as wonderful as a lot of people want to tell us, this is what you have to do, and you can order this food program, we're going to send it to your door and you can eat it and you're going to lose weight. Nobody really is honing into, you know, I hate to say nobody knows there's sorrows, you know, or something like that. But, you know, being a stay-at-home mom, which I assume most of us are, or we're working odd hours to figure out how to take care of our kids and do the things we need to do. You know, people don't get it. And it's going to take somebody that's in our lifestyle to get it. And I like what Mama said, you know, Mama Cat said, you may not be telling how to lose weight, but you are support in the trenches. And that's what we're here for. We are here for absolute support in the trenches. You are not alone doing this. And we live in lifestyles that feel like we are alone. I will tell you that is probably the biggest gift I got from beginning to YouTube, is realizing my station is lonely. My job, there's lots of us. You know, I'm not the only one in this job, and neither are you. Bye, Heather. Blessings to you too. I'm looking at, Elijah was up every hour to nurse and I craved corn chips. You probably needed salt and you were dehydrated if you're craving corn chips, because I crave salty things. I don't feel like I have the rest of my life. I want to get pregnant and gain again before East 2 and want my body in shape, not to be a slothful. I get you. Slothful, I get you. And you're right, you don't have the rest of your life. But you have to find the balance for when you're ready to decrease your nursing so you can be losing weight, that you're not going to look back and feel discontent with that choice. And I'm not going to say that like breastfeeding is the best thing. I will tell you, for one of my postpartum depression episodes, my anxiety, I only breastfed for a month or two. And at the end of the 2 months, I quit. And at first I was really broken heart that I didn't stick with it. But you know what? For my mind in my home, it was the best thing I could do. So I don't think there's a magic thing like I'm a very pro breastfeeder, but I'm also a very pro happy home. And you need to find, and a happy home starts with a happy mom. And you have to find your balance. When I finally stopped breastfeeding, this last one, she was 10 months. That was the longest I've ever gone. And when I stopped, I should have stopped 2 months ago. Why did I make myself this crazy? You know, and it didn't have to do with the fact that, you know, you have to find that balance. But first and foremost, don't do anything that puts you in a place of regret. Kind of deal. Oh, you guys are talking to each other and PMing. That's so sweet. I love it.
Yeah, somebody had a question about the Daniel fast, and I actually have a loved one who had tremendous success with the Daniel fast. They lost, of course, they were very big to begin with, but they lost like 55 pounds in a very short amount of time. So there's definitely something to that. But yeah, I think too, you know, going back to, you know, as far as like being happy while you're trying to lose weight, again, it all goes back to planning, being ready for whatever is going to come up. Maybe you're off schedule, have something that you can grab. If you have loved ones that are coming over for dinner, have something that you can bulk your meal up with that's not going to go against your plan. Being ready for those things, building a healthy food storage. Of course, you know, us homesteader at heart people are really big about food storage. Fix up your home, fix up your food storage, or you are preparing yourself for success.
Yeah, we're not reading that one.
What?
No. Nope. My baby just weaned, he's 1.5. You know, and that's it. It's like you prepare for plan A. You know, you prepare for a plan A and you always have a backup plan B is what comes down to it. And that's going to be your saving grace on so many things. And so you have your plan A, and then you're going to have roadblocks and you're going to have monkey wrenches. Okay, sorry, Brielle, that's kind of not in our realm of questions. But I wasn't going to read that one live. And it's safe in the comments because it will not be on the Facebook part. And some of
Right.
that
And
is
Nora,
just,
Nora gave the right answer to that.
thank you, Nora. We're just not going to read it out loud.
Right. Because children might come in.
Yeah, we are family friendly. So, and you know, we kind of talked about, and that, but I will say with Brielle's question, we had somebody who showed us a picture on Facebook, and it instantly made me realize there's some crazy things that happen to your body during pregnancy. And one of them is what I have, and it's where my abdominal wall, so your abs come together and then they kind of stretch and they try to stay together. I'm trying to make it like a round part for the baby. But what can happen is you could tear, where they actually separate, and like right at this point is like your belly button, and they'll tear. Sometimes they tear like this, and sometimes they tear like this. Well, when they tear like this, when you get pregnant again, this wall, there's no wall here that holds your stuff inside, your innards inside your body. And so it makes you look pregnant very quickly. Well, I always look very pregnant very quickly because I have this tear. And so we had somebody who posted a picture on there, and she's like, I'm always asked if I'm pregnant. My child's 15.
Are you there?
It's got like it has a split down the middle. And that immediately said, I bet your abs are splitting. And that just comes in. Sometimes we'll look like we're pregnant. Your background noise is so either you or you give yourself, or yeah, there you go. So it's kicking in your back, the TV on your kids. Yeah. So you can hit the mute button at the top of your thing. Nope, she's going away. So I'm gonna yell at them. Yeah, Faith fries and trappings. I've been looking pregnant the week I got pregnant after the third one. So anyways, thank you, Mustard Seedish. Thank you. So, you know, you have to deal with that. And that's one of the things where I like, it becomes a core, working your core. But you have to be very careful when you are exercising if you have that split in your stomach. And when you have that split in your stomach, you have to be very careful, because if you strain it, you can split it more. And what that will come is you can have hernias because of that split. And that comes into building that wall. You guys want to give me a wrench and I will take care of the issue.
I got it.
Thank you. Thank you, Mama Cat. You got to forgive me. Yeah, I'm not really sure where that came from on that part. That was kind of either immature or highly rude.
Yeah, she's been blocked.
I think it's just a maturity thing. Bless her heart.
Well, I think, yeah, when she's like, make that kid be quiet, I'm like, okay, this is someone here that's trying to cause trouble. Okay.
Well, Banner only has one and hasn't gone into the trenches of peanut butter and jelly. Okay, they wouldn't let me join the yoga class. And Faith, you can't. You have to be so careful. Like doing Pilates, you cannot put that stress on your abdominal. And one of the ways that helps is like wearing a brace to kind of secure it in. And I've had cousins where I'm just like, I'm sending you a brace after pregnancy, because I've had cousins who've had to go back to work. And like one of them was a nurse in an ER room. The other one is like the manager of a restaurant chain, back to work in a few weeks. And I'm like, on Amazon, what's your inch size? I'm mailing you a brace, and putting that brace on to keep yourself from pushing against that weakened wall. And sometimes, so you will look like you have gained weight, and the reality, it has nothing more than you're kind of skinny fat, I want to say, where you're not carrying weight, but you haven't built the muscles to hold your body together anymore. Will a brace work for me even after 6 months postpartum? Yes, because you don't want to put the strain on your split abs, if that makes sense. Mine aren't gone. Mine are closing slowly. And a lot of like doing that ab work, I did in the Facebook group. I posted under that picture, I posted a link to that, to a site that explains how to do the exercises. Yeah, there's always going to be a troll, Nora. You're right. Sorry, that totally distracted me. But just like holding your stomach in and pulling, your belly button in and holding your stomach in when you sit is enough to begin building those back up. But you don't want to do abs or crunches or any of that like groundwork. Planking can somewhat be, if you're not a good planker, don't plank if you have that split. Yeah, she'll probably be back, and then we'll just delete her out. The name of the group is Mama Gets Fit. Kind of denotes that they're kind of, yeah. But let's not let her get us off topic. Bless her heart. As us good mamas in the South just saying, oh,
that's right.
Bless her heart.
Bless her heart. Yeah.
No, thanks. All right. Well, we're going to pray, and we have to get out because we better do life. Otherwise, there'll be more than peanut butter and jelly smeared on the house. So, you guys, this was awesome. I'm sorry for the squirrels that we kind of had this morning, but definitely good stuff. Good stuff. I really, really enjoy spending the time with you. If you are doing a Wellness Wednesday video, make sure you let me know so I can throw you in the playlist. I got to figure out how to make Tangi like an admin of that playlist also. So bandana. I want to put an A between there. Bandana grandma. Make sure you just you secure that belly, and it will help. But I want to make sure I have that playlist up. So if you take anything, if you're a YouTuber and who has an active YouTube channel, or you want to start YouTubing, if you do a Wellness Wednesday, just letting people know what you're gleaning and what you're trying to do. And it's not always about losing weight. It's just about the wellness of us mamas. So let me know so I can throw it in. And every month I'll have a collection of everybody's wellness videos that we can go through. And then next year I'll be like, and you can go back and check everybody's wellness videos from last year. It'll be really cool. So are there any prayer requests? I forgot to ask that earlier. Yeah, we are so going till 10 o'clock. Sorry. Yeah, and it is about, this is our vessel. This is not, all right, 6 times blessing is going to do a wellness video. All right, I got to write that down or I'll forget. And the big part about this is it's okay to want to take care of your body. It's, sometimes we rush into like, oh my goodness, am I becoming vanity? Is it vanity? Am I being vain here? Okay, fertility. Yeah. And you worry about the vanity, and especially, as a Christian woman and not wanting to be focused on the worldly side of it. But the reality is you take care of your car, whether it is old, new, expensive, or cheap, you take care of it so it works. It has a job for you to do to get from one end to the other. It is, I'm writing as I talk to you. We take care of our cars. We wash our cars. We don't wash our cars because we think it's snazzy, and we wash our cars to take care of it. And that vehicle is like the vessel of our body. And it's important. It is so important to make sure you take care of yourself.
I actually have a Bible verse. That really opened my eyes earlier this year about what God, or how God feels about the strength of our vessel. So, we are given the ultimate example of a woman in Proverbs 31. And in Proverbs
remember, that's her eulogy, not her daily to-do task.
Right. But listen, Proverbs 31:17. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms. And that always kind of struck me as funny until one day, how sometimes the Lord will just reveal things to you when you're studying. When you read about all the things that this woman did, and you think about the responsibilities as a wife and a mom and a church member, being charitable and all of these things, how can we fulfill all of these tasks if we do not take care of ourselves? How can we be a mom? How can we be a wife? How can we take care of our homes? How can we take care of our neighbor if we aren't taking care of ourselves? If we don't take care of ourselves, then we're not going to have the strength and the health to be about our Father's business. So I don't think I don't think, I mean, it can be a vanity thing if you care more about looking good than you do about anything else. But for me, it's about having the energy and the stamina to do all of the things that I feel like God wants me to do.
And, you know, and that's with anything that you are able to do. You know, if the pride comes before the fall and it becomes self-pride, and that really becomes a heart check thing. You know, you're going to have people, and you can line us women up side by side, and there's going to be those of us that are trying to lose weight, who are trying to keep our abs together in order to have our vessel ready for work. And then there's going to be those of us that are doing it in vanity. And to be honest, you won't know who's who. And it really comes down to a heart thing. And it can be so easy to be so defensive. And, you know, I see it at church. I have a couple women at church who are hypothyroid. So they have to work to keep weight on them. Mm-hmm. And as we struggle, I can't tell you how many times I will hear another woman go, "It must be nice." And it's sad because that's not helpful or uplifting. It's not encouraging. And what it comes down to, it's a pride thing. And it's being caught up in pride that I would like to have it that easy to look that good. Is it about looking that good, or is it about having the physical energy? Because you might not know that there's something going on here. This isn't mama gets skinny. This is mama gets fit for a reason. My go-to weight loss verse is Corinthians 10:31. Therefore, whatever you eat or drink or whatever you do, do all in the glory of God. That should be written inside my fridge. So, Mama Kate, you're a hypothyroid, and that's where you have a hard. Now, hypothyroid's where you burn more calories or you burn through your sugar quick. I'm assuming. We'll talk about that off air. All right, so I'm going to close this in prayer. This is the first time I've ever been to join the stream. I appreciate prayer. My weight is impacting my knees, along with past injuries and aging. Building our homestead is a joy and a challenge. JRC, let me tell you, 10 pounds on your body is 40 pounds on your knees. Wow. So every 10 pounds is a triumph for your joints. And if you go into the Trim Healthy Mama group, they really talk about the collagen and the protein for your joints. I think it's collagen and protein, mostly collagen, and rebuilding your joints. And it's very, very important. And it's really, really, it's pretty phenomenal. All right, so here we go. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you again for the technology you've blessed us with today. Thank you for just the community you've built for us. It feels like, oh my goodness, I'm not alone in this very solitude work that I do. In the mission fields you provide us in our homes can feel so lonely. You bring us together in this way. Dear Lord, there's so many of us who struggle to put our vessel in order to be in your work, to be in your glory, to be in your will, dear Lord. There are things to do each and every day, and it can be a struggle or it can be glorious depending on how we take care of this vessel. Lord, these vessels are weak. They're made perfect by you. They're made strong in your grace. Dear Lord, be with those that are dealing with fertility. Dear Lord, be with those who are struggling in motivation to stay. Dear Lord, you know, as we come in this group and we deal with this group, there are those that are encouraged to be out there encouraging others through starting a channel. Lord, be with those and let them make the decision that is best for them. Lord, be with those that struggle in lupus and other afflictions that make their body slow down, that slow their body down, whether it be depression, lupus. You know these things that they struggle with. And, you know, there are times that you cure us from us, and there's times like you did to Paul, and you left a thorn in the foot, in the flesh, to give us reminder of something else much bigger. Lord, let us come to peace on the things you let us keep and the things you take away. Lord, be with us for those with the seasons that are coming through and we're sick and we're tired of being sick and we're sick and we sit in anxiety over just being sick and tired, Lord, and just bring us clarity, calmness to our heart, and health. Lord, be with Tangi in that cough, Lord, and just bring healing to her chest. Lord, be with us who struggle in not making the time to fuel our vessel, and then in weakness, binge. Lord, be with us to plan and be prepared so that we keep our vessels running, so our vessel doesn't go overboard craving the things that we shouldn't feed it because we have neglected it. Lord, and it is neglect. Lord, be with us and bring us to be mindful of the reasons we're looking to binge, that we can go and correct it. Lord, we are so thankful for the time you bring us together. In your Son's precious name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, you guys are so awesome.
Sorry for coughing in y'all's ear. Sorry about that.
I was worried. I didn't, Tangi and I were talking. I didn't know if she was going to make it today. I was like, are you going to come? Are you coming? Maybe. She's like, no, I'm all in it. I'm like, okay. No problem. All right, yeah. I better get off here. My mother is calling me.
Uh-oh.
Monarch, you made it. I did give you a shout out earlier, Monarch, because about your doing the Wellness Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
Good job. And thank you so much for those who came down here. And I am just so thrilled. And I look forward to, I think next week, we're going to really kind of talk about being prepared for Christmas. We're going to talk about families not being supportive during the Christmas season and getting together for the family events is what we're going to be talking about. And then we'll also be touching on some of the things and we're going to talk about some of the things y'all asked, and just have a wonderful day. But we're going to close this up. And it was a joy. Y'all were the highlight of my morning in anticipation. Most of my morning. I've been up since 6:30 waiting. All right. Goodbye.
Bye, guys. Bye.